Intimacy isn't just about what you do with your hands. It's about what you build with them. The truth, the way you touch her, can reveal more than you'll ever say in words. It's about power, trust, and control, not just over her body, but over the connection between you two. And if you think it's all physical, you're missing the bigger picture. You're not just creating pleasure, you're creating something deeper, a bond that goes beyond the surface, rooted in understanding, reciprocity, and emotional mastery. Now, I'm not talking about the usual spots everyone knows about. I'm talking about the places she secretly craves but might never tell you. These are the areas where you can plant a seed of intimacy that grows into something powerful, something she feels but can't always put into words. And here's the thing. You're not just touching her body, you're touching her mind and emotions. This is where the real connection happens, where you're able to bond on a deeper level that most guys never reach. But let's be honest for a second, most men don't get it. They rush through it, pay attention to what's clear, and think that's enough. But real intimacy, for me, it's more than just a list. It's a form of mastery. And the way she responds and the signals she sends without saying a word help me understand it. Things change. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest, you gain control over the situation, just like a Stoic would. It's about knowing the right time and developing the power of presence. Are you ready to go beyond the surface to find the real magic? Stay tuned, because I'm about to show you the 4 places she's secretly wanting your touch. Hey, my name is James. When you learn this, you'll understand her better than most guys ever will. Before we start, make sure the power of looking someone in the eyes clicks that subscribe button. You're in the right place to improve your relationships and unleash Stoicism. Each video takes you one step closer to controlling your thoughts and making links that are stronger and more meaningful. Let's get going, all right? Here's the genuine truth. There's more to intimacy than just touch. It's about trust, connection, and understanding. You might think it's all about touch, but most guys don't use this secret tool. Don't forget how powerful eye contact can be. I'm talking about the kind of eye contact that breaks down walls and makes a connection deeper than you could ever think. You may have had that feeling where you look into her eyes and everything else fades away. It's not about looking at her awkwardly like a creep. No, this is not the same. This pertains to those brief moments of silence in which your eyes convey more meaning than any spoken words. It's that connection between you two that says more than any words you could say. When your eyes meet hers, it's like an electric current flows between you two. That's the magic of eye contact. It's strong because it's real and raw, and it can bring you closer than you thought possible. But here's the catch. Eye contact isn't just about sparking desire. It's also about building trust. When you look into her eyes and she sees you're fully present, that's when the real connection happens. She'll know you're not just there physically but emotionally and mentally too. It's about showing her that she matters, that you're not distracted or lost in your own head. You're with her in that moment. And that's huge, and don't just take my word for it. Science backs it up. Eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding, affection, and trust. So every time you lock eyes with her, you're literally strengthening your bond. It's not just about touching the right spots. It's about creating an emotional connection that runs deep. Now, this is where the Stoic mindset comes into play. The Stoics weren't just about controlling what happens around them. They understood that real power lies in mastering your response to the world. And in intimacy, that means being fully present when you look at her with purpose, when you're not distracted, when you're not thinking about what comes next, when you're just there with her. That's when you take control of the moment. That's when you show her that you're not just some guy looking for a quick fix, but someone who values the deeper connection. So the next time you're with her, don't avoid eye contact. Hold her gaze with purpose and intensity. Let her know that you're there, that you see her, that you value her. When you do that, you're not just making her want you, you're also building trust and a connection that goes beyond the surface, and that's when things really start to change. Eye contact isn't just a tool, it's a way of life. When you start to master the skill of touching in unexpected places, you'll notice a difference. This skill takes you beyond intimacy and changes how you interact with others, build relationships, and present yourself. Once you learn to use that power, you'll be unstoppable. Let's talk about something that most men like. Touching the less obvious places can be just as powerful. If you only focus on the commonly discussed spots, you're overlooking an entirely new dimension of intimacy. Here's the truth. There are places on a woman's body that, when touched in the right way, make her react much more strongly than you might think. These hidden areas are where the magic happens. If you figure them out, you can connect with her beyond the basics. Imagine applying a gentle touch to the small of her back, a gentle graze along the nape of her neck, or a gentle press on the inside of her wrist. It sounds strange, but these places are very sensitive, and when you touch them, she will react strongly. Touch them intentionally, not inadvertently. Your hands are conveying a message to her. It's not about merely performing actions. It's about imbuing each movement with significance, akin to a silent dialogue that resonates with her body. Now think about places like the back of her knees, her shoulders, her neck, or even her earlobes. These may seem small or unimportant, but trust me, they hold a lot of power. The secret is in how you touch them. Sometimes a light touch is better than a firm one. Play with pressure and softness, and see how her body responds in ways you didn't expect. Getting to these secret places isn't just about giving her pleasure. It's also about showing her that you're there and care enough to find out what makes her truly happy. When you get it right, these spots will connect straight to her pleasure system and spark something deeper. Her body will thank you without you having to say a word. The point isn't to play games. It's to connect on a deeper level. To do this, you have to go beyond the surface-level interactions that most guys do and actually interact with her in a way that builds trust and closeness when you visit these unexpected spots. You're not just touching her skin, you're touching her feelings. That's what distinguishes those who merely pass by from those who leave a lasting impression. Your fingers are through her hair. It may sound simple, but playing with her hair, or even just gently touching it, can feel very close. This small act shows more than just physical kindness. It shows care and mental connection. It makes her feel better and lets her know that you're paying attention to her. That's the lesson. When you're next close to her, don't just go to the usual spots. Take your time and check out these less obvious ones. Monitor her body and inform me when you notice any changes. Mastering the art of what you say and how you say it, response. Don't rush or check off things. Make every touch count. Trust me, if you pay attention to these small details, you'll build a level of intimacy that she won't forget. Now, let's add some Stoic advice. Stoics knew the importance of being present, focusing their attention, and taking charge. In the world of intimacy, this means being fully present and not rushing through the physical process to get to the end goal. After doing this, you'll realize that patience, presence, and understanding make the deepest connections. So the next time you're with her, remember that it's not just about the obvious places, but also about the little things that no one talks about and the power of being fully present with her. This approach will foster a connection that is not only physical, but also emotional, genuine, and enduring. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's get real for a second and talk about number 3, mastering what you say and, more importantly, how you say it. Most men tend to overlook this aspect, but I assure you, it can significantly impact your communication. You think touch is important, but your voice is the real tool. Words spoken with purpose can spark an interest you didn't know was possible. Think about this. The ear. Most guys don't even think about it, but trust me, it's incredibly sensitive. The right words whispered at the right time in the right tone can have a profound effect. There are a lot of guys who base their decisions on looks or what they think will work, but tone and intent are what really set you apart. It's not just words that you use, they're tools that can kill you if you don't. She whispers something in her ear. That deep, soft tone next to her ear isn't just a sound, it's an experience that can make her heart race. Be fast and make her want more, but what you say matters more than how you say it. You need to pick your words carefully if you want to make that deep link. If you want to say something nice about her, don't just say nice things about how beautiful she is. Say something personal about what you love about her and what drives you crazy. It's not all about praise. As you know, expectation is key. Have you ever noticed how teasing or hinting at what's next works? You have the ability to captivate her with your every word. It's a powerful technique. You're not just talking. You're slowly building the momentum and desire she's been waiting for. And it starts with you. Now let's talk about pace. Slow down and talk like you're telling her a secret. That soft, intimate tone makes her feel something different. But don't be afraid to change things up. Get a little firmer, a little bolder, but keep it warm. Every change in your voice has the power to keep her fully engaged and heighten her senses in ways that words alone can't describe. It's the subtlety that matters. Add a touch, like brushing her neck or putting your hand on her back, and you've got intensity. The cold truth is something you need to know. Small touches that mean more than words can calm people down. Big acts are nice, but it's the quiet, private moments that really matter. There are whispers that make her feel truly seen and wanted, and she'll remember those times more than anything else. This isn't about playing the game. This is about being real and intentional. And here's where the Stoic philosophy ties in. The Stoics believed in control. The control over your thoughts, your actions, and the impact you have on others. But it's not just about controlling what you say, it's about delivering it with purpose. Your words can either bring peace or chaos, connection or distance. You have the power to create something real, but it requires being fully present, mastering your emotions, and using that control to build genuine rapport. So the next time you're close to her, don't just rely on physical touch. Speak with purpose, use your voice to create meaning, and set the tone to build desire, because at the end of the day, it's not about how much you say. It's about what you say and how you make her feel when you do, and that's a power no one can ignore. All right, quick question for you before we dive back in. What's your favorite way to create a deep connection with a woman? If you want to share your thoughts, please leave a comment below. Hearing your point of view makes these conversations so much more meaningful and helps this video reach even more men who could benefit from it. So go ahead and leave a comment. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Now let's keep going, because the best part is still ahead. The fourth point is that gentle touches have a greater impact than mere words. Let's talk about your hands. They're not just there to touch, they're there to communicate. Forget about speed or force. The power lies in intent and precision. It's about quality, not quantity. Imagine that each touch is a brushstroke on a canvas and her body is the masterpiece. Imagine applying a gentle touch to the back of her head, or a gentle stroke along her abdomen. A light touch on her thighs or a trace down her abdomen can make a link that goes beyond touching. Variety is key. Try different amounts of pressure. The weather and speed, slide your fingers over her skin or press on the small of her back. These small actions say a lot. That area around her neck is your golden zone. When you caress her behind the neck or stroke her shoulder, you give her feelings she won't expect. This is how you show her something different. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Mixing a slow, deliberate touch with the right amount of pressure creates a memorable experience. Now let's talk about Stoicism. Stoics taught people to act on purpose and be fully present without reacting on impulse. Your touch should reflect that way of thinking. It should be intentional, controlled, and purposeful. Don't brush it off. Be present. Slow down and let your hands speak. When you're fully attuned to that gentle touch, it will mean more than anything grand. The question is, will you embrace it? Number 5. The real power behind pleasure. If you're still here, you're not the type of man who settles for average. You are here because you seek more than mere surface-level pleasure or the next inexpensive thrill. You want knowledge, depth, and real connection. That's what sets you apart from the rest. Let's get into it. The real power of the mind in closeness separates the boys from the men. What makes pleasure really powerful? Most guys think pleasure is all about the body, touch, moves, and hands. But I'm going to tell you something brutal. Brain is the real heavyweight. The mind is the most powerful sexual organ. It handles every feeling, touch, and word. You can be a master of technique, but you're missing the point if you don't get her mind involved. It's your brain that decides what makes her feel good, what gets her excited, and what makes her want more. So stop focusing on her body alone. If you want to take this to the next level, you need to connect with her mind first. But wait, there's more. Before engaging in any physical activity, engage in a meaningful conversation. Take the time to find out what she likes, what makes her tick, what turns her on, and what her fantasies are. Make her feel safe enough to talk to you. The more she feels at ease with you, the easier it is to get her to open up physically, wanting to have sex. You want to give her an experience that makes her feel positive all over, and that's not all. Games in your head can be fun. Before you even touch Changer, her hints in her texts give you a hint of what's to come. You want her to be tense and ready for the moment, even before it begins. Anticipation is a powerful attraction. Let me share some wise words. Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." The most intense pleasure doesn't come from fancy moves. It comes from the emotional and psychological connection you create. This is where real power lies, in understanding her on a deeper level. Now don't forget that pleasure isn't just physical. The mind responds to more than just touch. Visuals and sound matter. Set the stage, soft lighting, music that matches the vibe. These details aren't fluff. They engage her senses, making everything feel more intimate, more real. And here's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics didn't just teach control over what you can and can't control. They taught about presence and understanding. When you're present with your partner emotionally and mentally, you're in control of the experience, making it powerful and fulfilling on every level. So remember, when you connect with her mind, when you understand her desires before touching her, you're not just elevating the moment, you're transforming it. When you master the art of both physical and mental connection, you're not just having sex, you're creating an unforgettable experience. So here's your bonus. Here's a quick reminder. Don't underestimate the power of the mind when it comes to pleasure. When it comes to pleasure, brother, never underestimate the mind's power. The truth is that the mental and emotional link is what gives everything else its real weight. Sure, having all the right moves is fun, but what really makes her feel wonderful is how you make her feel. Now let's put it all together. Being intimate isn't just about It doesn't matter how good you are with your hands or how well you understand her. It matters how well you can read her body and mind. Every touch, word, and moment you share builds something deeper than just a physical relationship. The pleasure you feel isn't a quick fix. It comes from the emotional and mental foundation you build. To sum it up, real connection. It's not just about the body, it's also about being emotionally aware, communicating clearly, and respecting each other. Once you understand what truly makes her feel valued, you'll be able to connect with her on a deeper level beyond mere physical intimacy. Show her that she matters in your life, not just in bed. When you truly connect with her, everything transforms. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights like this. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these places surprised you the most? Leave a comment below and I'll talk to you about it. See you in the next video.